Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back once again to Assetto Corsa Rally. Yes, today we are jumping in and doing something a little bit different. Now, of course, obviously with the game still in very early access, I'm trying to test out so many kind of key and important components of the game. Of course, yesterday I did a video kind of taking a deep dive and having a proper look at whether this game could do what EA WRC couldn't in terms of the rear-wheel drive physics inside the game. Obviously, we've done some comparisons between this Dirt Rally 2.0, EA WRC in other ways as well, and obviously you've just taken a general look at the content as well. But one of the biggest things that is really, really important in a rally game in more recent years has obviously been the kind of clubs, the community aspect. These games are much more enjoyable when you're kind of in a multiplayer experience, but that kind of works really well with sim racing because you can have a multiplayer experience where people aren't online at the same time. Of course, leagues, clubs, those kind of events are really, really important. Of course, it was something that I loved doing inside EA WRC, whether that be a 4-stage weekly rally, a 16-stage monthly event, or something like that. Now, obviously, Assetto Corsa Rally at the moment doesn't have enough content to kind of, make that particularly viable. I mean, you could do like a 8-stage rally or something like that. But today, we are going to jump into the front-wheel drive traction rally weekend. Just have a bit of a look through, just have a bit of a play around and see how we get on. Of course, if you're new, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed. We're trying to hit 15k here on the channel. But as you can see, we've got a Cooper S tarmac event, obviously then a gravel one, then the 208 in the rain in the gravel, and of course back on the tarmac as well. So a mixture across the two events. Hopefully this is going to be a bit of a longer video. That was kind of what this channel was always known for, was videos that could be, over an hour long and things like that. I'm not going to try and get like all gold times or anything like that. We're just going to go out there and hopefully have a bit of fun. Well, here we are then in our Mini Cooper, of course, for the first event. Then the gold time will be a 4 minutes 41. Now, I don't know how kind of difficult these times are going to be inside of the game. But yeah, as long as I kind of try and aim for a bronze score or something like that, I think I'll be pretty happy.
2, 1, go.
If I remember correctly, some of the old challenges on the original Assetto Corsa were obviously really, really brutal as well inside of that game. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see as to how we get on here. But first time, I believe, I'm driving the Mini as well inside of the game. So obviously it's a very, very agile, obviously short wheelbase, everything like that. But not very powerful, so obviously it's about trying to maintain momentum, well, as best as you can off of the corners and while using every little bit of engine power that you can possibly come by, especially obviously early on in the stages there. As I must admit, I know I keep going on about it, but the stages are so, so cool. Whoa, inside of this game. Whoa, I've really got to try and kind of use the slip, obviously through the front wheels as well. You kind of want it not braking traction, but kind of right on the limit of obviously grip and adhesion as well. If you're not right on the limit, to find the limit, sorry, you got to push the limit. Is the phrase I'm sure I'm looking for this time round then. But obviously, yeah, not quite. Sorry, I was going to say actually, I really do kind of like doing these kind of challenges in the game, but it will be really good fun. Obviously, once we kind of get a bit more content inside the title, of course, all of that I will be coming as soon as, obviously, it's been made available, or maybe, obviously, if someone over at Kunos fancies giving me some early access as well, I will absolutely be covering it. I want to get good at this game, and I mean that genuinely. I want to get, not like, a top pro level or anything like that. I just want to get good at it, so I don't suck as much for these videos as well. I always have so much fun with the rally content, but doesn't stop me from generally being quite bad at it still. As I mean, the big one, isn't it? The big difference between this and a EA WRC, I honestly feel like, is the brakes for the most part. You've got to be way more careful on the brakes. These cars have way less downforce than kind of what we're used to. That sounds ridiculous to say in something like this Mini, but it does have way less kind of gripping, way less grip, way less stopping power or everything like that, as that would be easy flat in EA WRC, and yeah, on this game it's just about flat out there. I'm pretty certain I kept my foot to the floor, but certainly not as easily as I maybe would have wanted there. As maybe doing alright then so far through this first stage. We're about halfway there, just over the kind of 4-minute target time, but obviously you don't know whether the first half or the second half of the stage is a little bit quicker. If I somehow managed to get gold in literally my first ever attempt, that would be a miracle inside this game as well. Come on then. Oh, over a bit of a crest there. Whoa, hello. Getting a little bit slip and sliding. But probably could have downshift there, just carry a bit more momentum on the exit. He's all about just trying to carry the speed there, as someone obviously jumping out into the stage. I love the fact some people are really loving that inside the game. It's a very cool feature, and nice to kind of see it being appreciated as well. Oh, inside the sim there is... I always forget, with 4 gears, there is quite a lot of range in each of the gears as well, so maybe can't obviously change up and down as much as we would originally expect to. So here we go, through a bit of a fast chicane there. Nice and tidy. Probably could have been a bit braver through there, but I just want to make sure I get to the end of this first stage without any problems as well then, as well, I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but unless we've got some craziness coming right towards the end of this one, we're actually doing pretty well here. I'm not actually going to get a gold in my first ever attempt, am I? I've got to make sure that I now don't do anything stupid as soon as I try and start hyping myself up. A little bit tidy on the brakes through there. But yeah, I must admit, it's so fun, so rewarding when you do get it hooked up. Come on, rev the nuts out of the car on the exit as best as you can. Certainly don't feel like I'm in a position where I can really attack still. You know, like people that are maybe a bit more kind of naturally used to rally games, but I'm certainly trying there as well. I remember this hairpin doing it the other way around. So we are not that far from the finish then. There is the finish line. We've got 10 seconds to do it. Are we going to get a gold medal in our first ever attempt? Yes, we are! 7 seconds near enough under the buffer. Very happy with that. And, well, I'm sure that one's probably a lot easier than the rest of them are going to be. But I'll take that. Kind of going into the stage green there. Really happy that we were able to get that one. Yeah, like I said, just under 7 seconds clear. So, attempt 1, 4 minutes 34. Now, apparently there's still issues with, like, the leaderboards and stuff. World leaderboards. Let's have a look. I'm 94th in the world, 17 seconds away from the best time. I can easily see there being another 10 seconds on that run, so I'm very happy with that. Let's get into the second one, I guess. Well, here we are then, ready for the very unforgiving Welsh rally stages. Up next then, of course, gravel is a very different experience to tarmac, and a 4:27 is the target time for this one today then.
3, 2, 1.
Lights out and away we go then. Is trying to rev the nuts off the poor Mini off the start then. But yeah, I believe I do know where we're going on this stage. Of course, one of the benefits of generally running the longest stages so far, or for videos, is that was... Oh my lord, that was incredible. Accidentally, but I've given her a proper old Scandinavian flick through the first couple of corners, and that's one thing, well, you definitely can do with the Mini a lot more like EA WRC, isn't it? You can really kind of flick the front end in, and the back end might try and come round with you, but sometimes it'll work, sometimes I'm sure it won't inside this game. But just obviously got to remember all kind of like the little ruts and holes and everything like that inside this stage here. So we'll wait and see as to how we get on. Like I said, 4:27 for the gold, 5:47 for bronze. So, yeah, we'll wait and see kind of how attainable any of those are. But there's also a lot of places on these stages where I can make a lot of mistakes as well. Oh, come on. Really got to try and figure out where I'm aiming. Oh, hello. Again, that front-wheel drive kind of oversteer, understeer, playing full effect there as we'll try and get the car all the way up to 120 kilometers an hour before I'm up the gears. And into fourth then, I believe obviously it is only a 4-speed box, isn't it, with this car? So that was a bit risky there, getting a little bit wide, but luckily that time around there was no kind of hole to fall into. I mean, it is an original Mini Cooper. It's not going to kind of glide over a hole, is it? It's going to fall into it. Hello to the man trying to get a picture there. Oh, hello. Hello. I shouldn't have waved. I shouldn't have waved. I shouldn't have waved. Skill issues got the better of me there. Oh, come on. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be waving to the fans until I've got a bit more skill. Oh, inside this game is that corner. Oh, he's brutal. And I mean, you can even see on the exit, it's still just trying to break away from you as best as it can. Oh, come on, come on. I mean, I don't think these target times are too unattainable. Like I said, I think most of the Welsh Rally stage is fairly consistent kind of speed-wise, apart from this hairpin corner. Oh, flick it in, make sure we meet the apex. Oh, and then just try and manage the wheel spin on the exit. Don't really know whether kind of short shifting up is the way to go. I mean, you can still hear it struggling for grip. Obviously, it's not traction control. Traction control is completely disabled inside the game. But it's kind of wanting to, or it's kind of breaking traction, isn't it? So, kind of almost acting as traction control for itself a little bit, or kind of completely the opposite, but still end up with the same effect, isn't it? With some of these lower powered front wheel drives. So we're getting a little bit wide there. Ooh, hello, come on. Got a couple of tight twisty corners up next. And again, where the Mini is so small, so light, it really can be affected by a lot of those things. If you get it wrong, you get it really badly wrong. But if you keep it on the straight and narrow, it will grip up really nicely, actually. And again, you kind of get that proper quintessential feel out of the car, don't you? We've got a minute to try and cover about another 1.2 kilometers. So as long as we average 60 kilometers an hour right the way to the end, well, we could be in for another gold time there. As again, really just trying to slide the back end through. Got to be careful of all those hills on the inside, though. Hit any one of those, and I'm sure we do some major damage to the car, as well as just still learning the stages, learning how the car feels through this section of road. Where's that to? There it is. Oh, slide the back end through just a little bit there, and then try to get on the loud pedal as early as we can off the corner. Just a handful more turns to go, though, of this stage, and well, we've got a handful of seconds left. Is this the lethal corner that always catches me out? I think it is. Yes, it is. There we go. So, cautious there has paid dividends for us through the final turn. It's going to be another gold. This time around only by, what, less than 3 seconds. But a gold is a gold, and we are 2 for 2 so far. Very, very happy with that. I'm going to take it on to, I think it's the Peugeot next, isn't it? The 208 Rally 4 car. Well, a very, very soggy France will make up then, ready for stage 3. But obviously, yeah, back in the Peugeot 208 Rally 4 car. It's come home this weekend. Ready to try and take on a rather soggy stage here. As let's see what we can do off the start.
2, 1, go.
How much grip have those front tyres got then if I keep my foot welded to the floor? Actually held on pretty well, didn't it? To its credit through those first couple of turns. But, whoa. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot more in this one about just trying to manage, kind of, especially through this very tight technical stage. So you haven't got much room for error, so avoiding kind of locking up a front, avoiding just hitting a puddle or anything like that. So we've got one of these chicanes there, nice and early. I've done this one, I think, in the Hyundai a couple of times. Oh, so you've got to be really, really careful there, as even the curbs, I can really try and throw the car around. But that was nice and tidy through the chicane that time round. It's obviously trying to use the full sequential shifter. I know a lot of people will just use flappy paddles. But I do like kind of the experience of being able to cycle up and bang back down through the gears as well. So I must admit, yeah, the rain looks absolutely stunning as well. It's up then in top, basically VMAX in this car at the moment with the gears on it. Ooh, hello. Whoa. Oh, ow, that look. Maybe just felt that through my legs. Good job, yeah, the Peugeot. Ow! The Peugeot is pretty well built together. It's going to need to be with me behind the wheel. Otherwise, I'm going to absolutely destroy this thing. Oh, there's no grip at the fronts, though, when you try and cycle down the gears like that. Got to be a lot more patient with it. And like I said, the brakes. That's where you got to be really, really careful. But so far, we're doing all right time-wise. We got a 1. Oh, no. I've crashed into someone's garage. That's not good. Come on, get going. I was just using that to make sure I stopped in time. I'd rather hit someone's garage than a house, or a person, for that matter. That would be very suboptimal as... Oh, where are we going? That way. Flick it through. Oh, no. Oh, I should have got on the throttle earlier. Not often I say that inside this game, but should have really done that. Because what have we got? 1.5 kilometers in about 40 seconds. That is not going to be easy if I want to try and get a third gold time. But I believe we've got a little bit of a chance to stretch our legs. A couple of switchbacks and hairpins, though, still before the end. Oh, it's just so tricky to kind of get a real feel over the front in these conditions as well. It's kind of there and there, it's gone. Almost in an instant, but... Come on, 12 seconds, I don't think we're going to do it. I've still got most of a kilometre to try and go. I'm going to have to try and be full send towards the end. Although, just try and make sure that I get a silver time. I think we're going to have to settle for silver on this one. Oh, slide down the guardrail again. Oh, back end trying to escape us. Luckily, we used the guardrail again to hang on to her, but through the final corner, 2:51. 10 seconds away. Oh, don't hit a marshal. Oh, I got a 10-second penalty. Luckily, it didn't matter. Luckily, it didn't matter. How brutal is that, though, on this game? That you can get penalties after a stage. I've already made it to the finish. Why should I get penalised now? Just because a marshal stood in the way? Well, for this final stage, then, I don't think we're going up against the clock anymore. I think we're going up against AI. Because it says the medal is if I get first. The gold medal there if I win this one. So, it says I'm going out first, though. So I've really got no idea what to expect. It does say there, though, that I'm 19th out of 21. So hopefully I've got a reference marker. It's going to be lights out, and away we go then. I'll try and get everything out of first gear as best as we can. But wheel spinning then up through second and even third. Just a little bit there, but... Yeah, can we take everything I've learned throughout today's video and obviously try and get this Peugeot right towards the very top? Only time will tell. Going to be interesting, though, is it looks like we have got a reference point against the AI through that first split. So, yeah. I hope they kind of fix what was always an issue with the EA WRC, which was always the fact that the dots on the minimap kind of were just at a fixed speed. So if you go through like a really fast section, you think you'd gain those on the AI, come up to a hairpin, and then they fly back past you again. In theory, which has always been annoying. So I'm hoping that that's not going to be the case inside Assetto Corsa Rally. I've definitely done this stage before, because I remember this corner is lethal there. So just try to throw the car through, nice and tidy. How are we going to get on then through split one? We're 3/10 up then, so that is just at the top of the board at the moment. But that first split, admittedly, I remember a lot more about it than the rest of this stage. So we will wait and see as to how we get on. As the back end there wants to try and break free. His hairpin as well is lethal, I remember that. Down to second gear there. Really try and get it slowed down early, but even then you're still struggling with understeer by the time you get down in towards the corner. So I think it's really, really good, though, inside this game that, unlike EA WRC, I think for me, slow and steady is definitely going to be better. I mean, that's normally the case in rallying anyway. But obviously the quick guys still find themselves right towards the top. But where this game is much less forgiving, hopefully, of course, yeah, it really is going to prioritise staying out of trouble, keeping it clean and tidy, and making sure you just get to the finish, as we've got another hairpin just down here. This was obviously the end of the mini stage the other way around, wasn't it? But yeah, a lot of you guys have said as well that the brakes inside this game feel really, really bad at low speed. So really kind of trying to drive around that as best as I can. So this section as well, I hate it. It's so narrow, it's so tight. You've just got to try and keep it pinned as best as you can in places, but learning when to let off through others. So a car there understeering, and I mean, look at that, it just immediately goes on you. I've gone pirouetting. 13-second penalty, apparently. There you go. So that's just how quickly things can go badly, badly wrong on these stages. And well, we're definitely not going to be leading now. We're down to that P10 spot. Oh, and that doesn't even factor in the penalty, I don't think. So we might really be in the doldrums now throughout the rest of this stage. But, oh, come on. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. That was sent through there. I remember this chicane, though. Oh, come on. Throw the car through. Hope that it finds some grip somewhere. I mean, all four wheels are always trying to do something different. So you really are just trying to keep it, well, right on the ragged edge. As that's not right on the ragged edge, that's through a tree. Oh, come on. Where's it going? Why are we still sliding down the mountain? I got the throttle on. Oh, there's a person. I'll aim near there. Right, come on. I don't even think we're going to get a medal in this one. I think this one is going to really catch us out right at the very end, but that is just how brutally unforgiving Assetto Corsa Rally can still be. And yeah, I think those target times are also pretty easy on the whole. I am intrigued to see kind of how spread out the AI are, though, in this stage. That'll be obviously a big test as well there, as apparently we're still 11th, but 21 seconds now off the leader. I'm not too sure what to believe. Maybe a lot of other people have had errors as well. Like I said, I don't think the penalty gets factored in until right at the end of the stage either, so kind of P11 is a best case scenario, isn't it, for us at the moment? So this stage is just so bumpy, so tricky to kind of find the grip, and immediately you don't find the grip, you find yourself falling off the side of a hill. Oh no, come on. It's just weird kind of sometimes, the front wheel drive physics, must admit. I mean, I wouldn't trust them kind of through this kind of terrain, but well, come on. Can I get back on the stage, or am I just better off resetting? I got no idea. This is such a disappointing end to what had actually been a pretty good run through all of these stages so far. I was still just so close to being back on that, but I don't think it's going to happen. Come on, first gear, maybe. Nope, even more understeer. Come on. Ah, it's every time I think I might get lucky with a bounce off a tree. It just goes the other way on us. Right, come on. I'm resting on a tree. I'm stuck. I'm complete. No, I'm not stuck. Come on. I refuse to give up. We're definitely not getting a medal in this final one. Ah, no, the door's completely gone. I'm going to have to respawn. 14-second penalty. With everything I lost through that one. I've got no door. I've got no dignity. Everything has gone wrong right towards the end of this video. And that is such a huge shame. As leader already near enough at the finish, so we've definitely lost bags of time through there. But like I said, this is more just to see now kind of how spread out the AI are come the end of this stage there, as I think we've got a hairpin. Yep, there we go.
6 left long, 40.
Oh, come on. So much understeer. That's normally obviously the corner. I think that was the... Obviously, this is where I flew off, wasn't it? Down onto this section in the video we did a couple of days ago as well, as... A minute and a half off, I'm last. There's no real surprise there. And I'm through another tree. No, don't fall off. Come on. Ah, man. This game. I felt like we've done really well throughout so many of these today. But yeah, this final one is going to ultimately cost us in a big way. So I think everybody else has basically made it all the way down to the checkered flag. Apart from this guy. This guy has definitely struggled with this one. I'm definitely going to have to try and chase these golds, though, as aim for the belt. Yeah, that seems like a good way to do it. Sometimes you just got to accept you're having the crash and just decide what you're going to hit. I don't think we've got many panels left on this car. I think the Peugeot is quite beaten up come the end of this one. Oh, no. Yeah, that seems about right. See, it's so weird, isn't it? You can kind of bounce up the banks as well. Just fall off the others. Don't fall off that one. Come on. Come on. Oh, no. We've done so well. So well throughout this video today, and I'm gutted. It's going to end on such a disappointing note, but a couple of golds, a couple of silvers, and, well, like I said, I just want to see how far off kind of P11 is. Maybe I should have just worded this as, like, testing the crash physics or something like that, but... Yeah, I'm gonna have to go for another respawn. You know, just add to the penalty timer. But yeah, I think honestly, looking at the speed though the front runner had, unless I absolutely nailed this stage, felt like we pretty much nailed it through stage 1. Sorry. Yep, get a picture whilst I'm wedged in this tree. Yeah, go from picture to scared. Am I seriously stuck here? Can I get out of this? Maybe. Nope. I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck. I don't know what I'm stuck on. Yeah, we're cutting that corner. That's fine. 43-second time penalty for that? You having a laugh? That's ridiculous. couldn't really do anything about that one. Oh, I'm cutting another one. Oh, yeah. Respawn margin. Interesting. Interesting. Bit of a shame that this video has kind of gone completely off the ropes right at the end, isn't it? To be honest, because up to that point, I genuinely feel like we've driven pretty well today. Through the final couple of corners, though, we are going to finish this event here. I don't think we're going to get a medal from that one, but I'm intrigued to see kind of how far spread out the AI are by the end of it there, as I think our Peugeot is going to be looking very beaten up. 10-14. Yeah, that was not ideal. As there we go then. So Dylan Scott only 3/10 clear of Samuel Barone, with Martin Reyes there in third. So a top 10 there only allows you to be about 11 seconds away from the top time as well. We weren't 10 seconds away in the end, but no, I didn't beat anybody. Apparently my name is Irvin Zonka inside the game as well. Thank you all, though, so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed. And yeah, we'll be back very soon with more Assetto Corsa Rally.